What is up, guys? It is the Blue Bloods back with another episode. And we've been rolling through highlighting some of the top FCS prospects that have been drafted in the 2022 NFL draft. As I sit, man, it's the seventh round right here, and almost 20 FCS prospects have been drafted, 19 currently as we're rolling through the seventh round right here. But we've had three HBCU players drafted, started off by Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State, Jacoby Durant, South Carolina State. Episode on them coming tonight. But the breaking news of the hour, man, James Houston drafted by the Detroit Lions right at the end of the sixth round of the 2022 NFL draft. And a lot of people were wondering who is going to be the first Jackson State player drafted under Coach Prime in this new regime of his over Jackson State. And James Houston is that guy as he transfers in from Florida, spent some time as a linebacker, came in with a lot of starting experience from Florida, but comes to Jackson State, makes the move to edge rusher, finishes the 2021 season as a first team SWAC All American, was a stats FCS All American, and an FCS Coaches All American, all first team. Also won the SWAC Newcomer of the Year award, and a lot of people thought he deserved the Defensive Player of the Year award on a year with 70 total tackles, 24 and a half for loss, which was tied for second at the FCS level, 16 and a half sacks, also tied for second in the entire FCS, had seven forced fumbles, which led the FCS and the SWAC, two fumble recoveries, one interception, and over eight QB hurries, along with two defensive touchdowns, one in that blowout win over Alabama A&M, and along with an interception return against PV in the SWAC championship. But James Houston now, man, heads to the Detroit Lions, in which they needed a lot of edge help, man. The Lions have not had an edge rusher, a bona fide edge rusher, let me say that, in a very long time. They went out and got Aiden Hutchinson with pick number 2. Now they bring in James Houston to add some depth and another pass rush specialist. And I know a lot of people are complaining that he went in the sixth round, but for me, man, it's all about being drafted, getting players drafted, regardless if you're a first to seventh round pick. Also, even if you're an undrafted free agent, getting on the roster, making the team is the biggest thing. And there were a lot of questions going into the draft just from what I was hearing about James Houston's size, about him not being big enough to be a bona fide edge rusher, and is he going to be a linebacker at the next level? That's a question that I think the Lions were willing to take, that they're going to try to find the best way to utilize his skill set so he can fit in that middle linebacker role, the outside linebacker role, the edge role, maybe just a pass rush specialist. I would like to see him add a bit more weight at the NFL level, man. But overall, this is a great flyer to take in the sixth round. You get a guy who's coming off one of the more historic seasons at the FCS level, and I'm really excited to see what he can bring. But this year was a real important year for the FCS, the HBCU space, the SWAC, because going into this year, man, only 12 FCS picks combined were selected in the 2021-2020 NFL draft, six apiece. Right now, we're sitting at 19. We got three HBCU players drafted, one from the CIAA, one from the MEAC, and now one from the SWAC. We're going to see later into the seventh round whether someone else gets drafted. And listen, you can tune into the Blue Bloods here. We're covering all FCS draft prospects. We've seen a ton go through the fourth to the seventh round thus far, but James Houston headed to Detroit to join Aiden Hutchinson, Dan Campbell, who is a gritty, defensive-minded head coach, and I think James Houston is going to fit that mantra. But I wouldn't focus too much on where he fell. I told you guys on my live stream, I probably saw him coming about the fourth to sixth round. He goes in the sixth. So overall, man, the Detroit Lions get a great player to develop and fit into that edge role that they so greatly needed on that defensive side of the ball. So a huge draft by the Lions this year. Congrats to James Houston, Jackson State, the SWAC, of course, for getting James Houston into the league. And let's hope we're going to see more names called as the seventh round winds down right now. But make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, comment below on James Houston going to the Detroit Lions, what he can bring, where you see him fitting, and what you see his NFL career being moving forward. Stay tuned for more FCS draft content. Go check out our other episodes on the first and second round of the FCS, and definitely stay tuned for more content tonight. But until then, guys, the Blue Bloods are out.